Just a minute. So is this the concept? So event A or B. So probability
Yes,
of
sir,
A
this
union B.
concept.
This one we saw, right? And I explained about the probability of equally likely outcomes also. We did these kind of example problems. So now we need to understand how to apply this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just to recollect it, when we say probability of A union B, how is it understood? A union B means A or B. So probability of A or B is nothing but probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Right? So there is a formula. If A and B are mutually exclusive, then what will happen? Probability of A intersection B will be equal to 0, which implies probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B. Right? So this also I have explained it. Right? Now, what is the probability of event not A? Rohan, can you check if the session is getting recorded?
Yes, sir.
It's getting, no? Yeah. So probability of event not A. So what is the meaning of this? If A is an event happening, then A dash is an event which doesn't happen. Right? So A union A dash is equal to what? That is, if I have a set of sample space S, if I call the region of this red shade as A, what is the region outside the circle and within the rectangle?
A dash.
A dash. So if I write the union of A and A dash, what am I going to get?
Yes.
It's sample space. So can I put it like this? The number of elements of A union A dash is equal to the number of elements in the sample space. I hope it is clear, right? That is, if I take the elements from A, if I take the elements from A dash, I write it as a complete set. I'm going to get the set which is equal to the sample space because they both are exhaustive events. A and A dash are exhaustive events. So number of elements in A union A dash is equal to N of S. So if I divide with N of S on both the sides, what am I going to get? Then what is the name? What is the name of this? The number of elements in a set divided by the number of elements in the sample space is the basic definition of what?
Probability.
Probability. So probability of A union A dash is equal to, what is this, guys? N of S divided by N of S, which is nothing but 1. Right? Am I clear till this step? Is there any doubt? Okay, please make a note till this step. So once you're done, let me know. I'm sorry I'm writing on the textbook, but if someone is not comfortable, please let me know. I'm assuming you people are able to understand. That is why I'm writing it here. Okay, I hope everyone has copied this. Now comes an important question. If you see the left-hand side, that is probability of A union A dash, that is, A is one event, A dash is another event, right? So what was the previous topic? Probability of one event union other event was what? It is probability of A plus probability of A dash minus probability of A intersection A dash. I'm using the previous formula. So what was probability of A union B? It was probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Here B is replaced with A dash. Okay, is equal to 1. Means for left hand side I applied the formula, right hand side one I didn't disturb it. Now tell me guys, what can you say about the event A and A dash? They are exhaustive events. Apart from being exhaustive, they satisfy another condition also. They are what kind of events? They are mutually exclusive events, right? So what do you mean by mutually exclusive events? A intersection A dash is a null set. So what is the probability of A intersection A dash? It is 0, right? So this probability of A plus probability of A dash minus probability of A intersection A dash, how can I write it? I can write it as probability of A plus probability of A dash. Since probability of A intersection A dash will be equal to 0, this whole thing is equal to 1. Does this statement make sense, guys? Are you guys able to understand? I'm waiting for a confirmation. Is it clear or you want me to explain it again?
Understood, sir.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is the conclusion, the final point that we need to make a note here is probability of an event plus probability of the complementary event is always equal to 1. This is like a formula. So probability of A plus probability of A dash is always equal to 1. That is what is given here. Okay. So whenever you need the probability of A dash, you can always use the formula 1 minus probability of A. Okay, since that is the topic, what is the topic? Probability of an event not A, that is A dash, is always 1 minus probability of A. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's see. Okay. So let's try to understand and apply all these concepts to one simple example. Let's see. One card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Okay. So you have 52 cards which are well shuffled. There is randomly one card that is taken. If each outcome is equally likely, okay, calculate the probability that the card will be a diamond. What is the meaning of each outcome is equally likely? Means the probability of you getting any card is 1 by 52. That is the meaning of it. So when I say equally likely, 1 divided by the total available numbers, that is 52. So if I say probability of getting an ace with a heart on it, it is 1 out of 52. That is the meaning. Means each card has that much probability. Okay. Now comes an important question. We need to calculate the probability that the card will be a diamond. How many cards are picked? That is what we need to understand. Only one card is drawn. This is a simple activity, right? I just give you 52 cards. I ask you to pick one card. It's a very simple activity. If you need to pick a diamond, what is going to be the probability of getting a diamond? Now comes an important question. We need to answer. How many diamonds are there in the pack?
13, sir.
13.
So there are 13 diamonds, right? So probability of getting a diamond is 13 out of how much?
52.
52. See, one point I'm skipping here is all the story you please go through, okay? Because I've explained it enough. How to write in an exam, I've explained it. Now I'm concentrating more on how to think. If there is still any doubt, you can please stop me at any point. Okay, it is 1 out of 4. Means there is 25% chance for you to get a diamond. Accepted? Now comes another question. So a diamond is a direct event. Probability of getting something is a positive act. probability of not getting an ace. Okay, if I declare B as an event of getting ace, okay, then what are they asking? They're asking probability of B dash. They didn't ask probability of B. So according to the previous concept, I know probability of B dash will be equal to 1 minus probability of B. 1 minus, what is the probability of getting an ace? How many ace are there?
4, sir.
Yes, ace with a diamond, ace with a heart, ace with a spade, and ace with a clavel, right? We call it as club also. Okay, 1 minus 4 divided by 52. That is going to be 12 divided by 13. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next is probability of getting a black card. That is a club or a spade. Okay, or means what operation?
Union.
Union, right? So the question is about, see, club is, let's see, C is the event of getting club. D is the event of getting spade. I'm not using S for spade because S is mostly used only for sample space. So what is the probability of getting a club? How many clubs are there?
13.
So 13. But what is it? So they told, yes, 13 are there, but they are talking about a black card. Okay, probability of getting a club. I'll try to calculate and see. Okay, 13 divided by 52, that is 1 by 4. What is the probability of getting a spade?
1 by 4.
13 by, that is also 1 by 4. They are asking probability of getting club or spade. Okay,
1 by 2.
but okay, it's not 1 by 4. So yeah, it is 1 by 2 actually. Okay. So how did he get it? Probability of getting a club plus probability of getting a spade minus probability of getting a club and a spade. So you cannot get club and a spade at the same time, right? So this is a mutually exclusive event. So you have to add both. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Or else we could have directly gone with the concept of number of black cards itself. So what are the total number of black cards? Yeah, 26.
26.
So 26 out of 52, you have 50% chance of getting a black card. Okay. 1 minute. So I'll do it here. So what is the probability of not getting a diamond? So probability of getting a diamond was 1 by 4. Probability of not getting a diamond will be 1 minus 1 by 4. That is 7.
3 by
Sorry. That is, you have 75% chance of not getting it. Okay, 3 by 4. So that is the answer for the fourth one. Fifth one is probability of not getting a black card.
26 by 52.
So probability of let me introduce an event. I'll call it as E dash. That is nothing but 1 minus probability of E. That is 1 minus half. So there are two ways to approach this. You can either apply this 1 minus probability of E, or when they say not getting a black card, obviously you're going to get a red card. So how many red cards are there?
26.
You have heart and diamond, right? They are 26. 26 out of 52. That is 1 by 2. Both will give you the same answer. So I used this one because I wanted to show you how to use event not A. I hope it is simple, right? I think tough. Right?
Yes.
Shall I move on to the next one? I'll do it in the textbook itself so that we can compare our method and their method. Now see. Example 11 is, there is a bag that contains 9 discs, of which 4 are red, 3 are blue, and 2 are yellow. Okay. The discs are similar in shape and size. So what they are saying here is, you need not call it as R1, R2, R3, R4. If you take any of the red, it is the same. It is similar to the identical white balls example that we did. I hope you're able to understand, guys. Right? So that is the meaning of similar in shape and size. They are identical. A disc is drawn at random from the bag. Calculate the probability that it will be a red. So only difference is you need to describe the event before you proceed. So how many colors are there? 3.
3 colors.
I'll tell you how to choose. So 3 colors means try to introduce 3 events. So what are the 3 events? Event A will be the disc drawn is red. Event B will be the disc drawn is yellow. Event C, so they have described it like that. If you want, you can take it in the order also. So A can be for red, B can be for blue, and C can be for yellow. But I'm just going with the textbook one. Or else, however you are comfortable, I'll go with it. So you tell me, what do you want me to take? Getting red disc. B is getting, I'll go in the order, blue disc. C is getting
Yellow.
yellow disc. Now what are they asking? Calculate the probability that it will be red. So probability of getting red means probability of what? A. That is number of elements in A divided by the number of elements in the sample space. So what are the number of elements in A?
4.
4 out of?
9.
Similarly, what is the probability of B? Oh, they are asking yellow, no? Yellow is C. That is the reason they have taken it as A, B, and C. So probability of getting a blue is 3 by 9, that is 1 by 3. So probability of getting a C is 2 by 9. Now comes the question. Probability of not getting blue. Probability of C dash is 1 minus,
1 by 3.
that is 6 by 9, which is going to be 2 by 3. What is the other way we could have calculated? Probability of not getting a blue means you will get only red or yellow. So you have 4 red and 2 yellow. That also would have given you 6 by 9 only. Okay, just different approaches. So what is the probability of either red or yellow? This is an interesting one. See, probability of red or yellow. Oh, not blue is B dash. Sorry. So probability of getting either red or yellow. So how to do, guys? This probability of A plus probability of C minus probability of A intersection C. But here, how many objects are taken out? There is only one disc, a disc is drawn. So when you take one disc at a time, is it possible for you to get red and blue at the same time?
No.
So which one should I eliminate in the expression?
A intersection C.
A intersection C is 0 because only one disc is drawn. So what will be my answer? Probability of A is 4 by 9. Probability of C is 2 by 9. That will be 6 by 9, which is 2 by 3. Let's check if our answers are matching. 7 by 9. Huh? Did I miss something? Sorry. This is B, no? So probability of C is 1 by 3, guys. I'm sorry. 1 by 3 means it is 3 by 9. So it will be 7 by 9. Right? I hope no one is confused. It is just I've swapped the notations. Okay? Be careful with it. Shall I proceed? Now see. Two students, Anil and Ashima, appeared in an examination. The probability that Anil will qualify the examination is 0.05 and that Ashima will qualify the examination is 0.10. So let event A be Anil qualifying. So it's always suggested to first take the given content. And what is the probability of A given? I will write it as 5 by 100. I'm more comfortable with fractions. Event B is about Ashima qualifying. So what is the probability of B? It is 10 by 100, correct? Yes. So the probability that both will qualify the examination, probability that both will qualify the examination is 0.02. That is 2 divided by 100. Guys, are you able to understand what I'm doing? Ashima. Now what are they asking? Find the probability that both Anil and Ashima will not qualify the examination. So probability of A and B to not qualify the examination. 1 minus probability of A intersection B. 1 minus 2 by 100. That is 98 divided by 100. Which will be 49 divided by 50. Right? It will be some 8 point something. Sorry, 0.8 something. One minute. 1 minus probability of A intersection B is, I'll take it as, see in this problem, I can take it as 0.02 itself. We'll get 0.08. Right? Now, at least one of them will not qualify the examination. This is the trickiest part. At least one of them will not qualify means what?
Minimum of 1% won't qualify.
Minimum of 1% means? So at least one of them will not qualify. At least means what? Either A should not clear or B should not clear or both should not clear simultaneously. So how is it going to be? So how can we take the property? So how do I take the condition as? See, I've described the event A as Anil qualifying, event B as Ashima qualifying. Right? So how, see, I hope you understood. Both Anil and Ashima will not qualify means I took it as A intersection B, the whole dash. Guys, tell me, no, what did you understand from at least one of them not qualifying? How do I mathematically write it? Sorry, I'm not able to hear. Okay.
B dash and
But they're told at least one of them will not qualify, right? I want to know what is the mathematical expression they're expecting. Are you able to understand what I'm asking?
is it A union B dash?
Okay. If I take A union B dash, then what about A dash union B? Actually, wait, I think I made a mistake here. It is not A union A intersection B dash. Both Anil and Ashima will not qualify means it's a negative statement. I did a mistake here. Can someone tell me what is the mistake I did? So they didn't ask A union B the whole dash. They asked what is the probability of A dash to not happen and B dash, sorry, A to not happen and B to not happen. So what is the answer for that? So A dash union B dash is equal to, can I write it as probability of A union B the whole dash? That's what De Morgan's theorem law states, right? I was just thinking about it. So probability of A dash intersection B dash is equal to probability of A union B dash. Okay. But what is the probability of A dash? Or I will try. So can I say probability of A union B the whole dash is nothing but 1 minus probability of A union B? Guys, are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
So for me to solve the first one, I need to find out what is the probability of A union B. That is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. What is the probability of A? That is 5 by 100 plus 10 by 100 minus 2 by 100. So 15 minus 2 is 13 divided by 100. So 13 divided by 100 is 0.13. So, but they are expecting probability of A union B the whole dash, that is 1 minus 0.13, which will be 0.87. Right? I hope this makes more sense.
Yes, sir.
Next one. So probability of at least one of them will qualify. So here, what have I told? So first one says, see, according to one, both will not qualify. Correct? So tell me, what are all the possible combinations, guys? What are all the possible combinations? A will qualify and B will fail. See, I'm writing it like this. A qualify, B fails. A fails,
A, B qualifies.
B qualifies.
Both fails.
A qualify, qualify. Then both will fail. So both will fail means both are not qualifying. So tell me logically, if I put all these things together, am I not going to get the sample space? All these are the exhaustive events, right? So since we have calculated what is the probability of getting both of them failed as 0.87, is it possible for me to calculate what will happen if at least one of them qualifies? So probability of at least one to qualify should be what? It should be 1 minus probability of both failing. So what is the answer, guys? It will be simply 1 minus 0.87, that is 0.13. Guys, are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? I was just thinking about this only because it is going to be lengthy. Or else if you want to do, like someone was trying to tell me, actually the meaning of that is probability of A intersection B dash plus probability of A dash intersection B plus probability of A intersection B. This is what we need to find. But here, unfortunately, we don't know what will happen if A intersection B dash for A dash intersection B. We know only for probability of A intersection B, which is 0.02. Right? So the meaning of this is also the same. Is there any confusion? Is it clear?
So isn't that A intersection B the whole dash?
Which one?
The last one.
No, it is not. See, this whole thing is the meaning of probability of at least one to qualify. See, what I'm trying to say is, see, what is the meaning of the first statement? What I've written here, I'm underlining. See, if I write probability of A intersection B dash, what is the meaning of this? A is qualifying, B is
Yes.
disqualified.
Yes.
Or what? See, I'm using a plus here because it's an or scenario. It's an and. It's not and scenario. Or what else could have happened? A could have got disqualified, B could have qualified. So these two are satisfying at least one. But when at least one comes, what is the other scenario? Both can also cross, no? So if both of them have to qualify, it is A intersection B.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, listen, to clear your doubt, I'll add one more thing. Plus probability of A dash intersection B dash. What is the meaning of this? That is probability of both getting disqualified. The sum of all these possibilities should be equal to how much? 1.
1. Yes.
Okay. Now, what did I say? This statement is, this is the one for where we say at least one of them qualifies. If at least one of them means 1 minus this thing. That is why I wrote the statement like this.
Okay, sir.
I got it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Next. Probability that only one of them will qualify. So if A qualifies, B should fail. If B qualifies, A should fail. Right. So from this box, tell me what all should I take into consideration for the third one? So what is the probability of A qualifying and B getting disqualified? Or I hope you understood why I'm using plus. This and the first one and the second one cannot simultaneously happen. Either of them is what they're expecting. Okay. So probability of A intersection B dash is what? Okay. Shall we draw a Venn diagram and see? It's from the sets concept only, you know. This is A, this is B. Okay, they have some common point. Now tell me, guys, what is probability of A but not B? I'll give you different regions. Tell me which region is this. So what is green region? So green region is what? A minus,
A minus B.
no. A minus,
A intersection B.
yes, it is A intersection B. Only thing I need to add is I cannot write it as A because I cannot directly subtract sets. I can talk about the number of elements in A minus the number of elements in A intersection B. What about the blue region? It is only A intersection B. What about the red region? It is okay. So the number of elements in A minus number of elements in A intersection B, can I call it as the number of elements in A and not B? Means they are the specific set of elements which belong only to A. So green is going to be the elements which are going to belong to A. Similarly, n of B minus n of A intersection B will be written as what? It is the number of elements that are present in B, but not A. Guys, am I clear? Guys, am I clear with this?
Yes,
Is there
sir.
any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So A intersection B dash, can I write it as the number of elements in A intersection B dash divided by n of S? Plus, look at the way I'm going to write. Plus, the number of elements in A dash intersection B divided by n of S. So what are the number of elements in A intersection B dash? That is the number of elements in A minus the number of elements in A intersection B, the whole divided by n of S. Plus, what is the number of elements in A dash intersection B? This is also, it is the number of elements in B minus the number of elements in A intersection B by n of S. Guys, am I clear with this? Now see, if I separate n of S in this to each term, what is n of A? I'll write an extra step. N of A divided by n of S minus n of A intersection B divided by n of S plus n of B divided by n of S minus n of A intersection B divided by n of S. Now tell me guys, what is n of A by n of S? It is probability of A minus probability of A intersection B plus n of B by n of S is probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So to put it in simple terms, they're asking what is the probability of A plus probability of B minus 2 times probability of A intersection B. Right? So what is the probability of A? 0.05 plus probability of B is 0.10 minus 2 times probability of A intersection B is, so 0.05 plus 0.10 is 0.15 minus 0.04. How much is it? 0.11. Is this answer? Okay, next time onwards, you need not sit and write this whole story. I explained it only for your understanding. You can actually start writing from here. Right? I hope the answers are matching.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, in the B part, they've asked at least one person does not get qualified. No, so that means
At least one does not qualify. Yeah.
yes, sir. But we have take. I'm getting confused. Why
Okay.
they?
Okay. It was it. Sorry. It was my mistake. I'm sorry about that. Here it should be A dash B dash. Here it is A intersection B. Now it makes sense.
Okay.
But here, wait. At least one of them will not qualify. At least one means both should also not qualify. This answer not matching with textbook?
I will check. So one second.
1 minute, wait. What is the problem number? 12, no?
Example 12, sir.
0.98. What is that we got? I got 0.13. Okay, because what I did is at least one to qualify is what I did. Yeah, what you asked is right. Sorry, I missed it. I thought they're asking about probability that at least one will qualify. I didn't check that. Okay, anyways, we can do it. But see, if suppose the question is asked like this, I hope you can,
Yes, sir.
right? So we'll do that also. Let's say there's an additional information, that's it. Okay, then if that is the case, wait, I'll tell you. That is the case, what I did is right only. Had the question been about one of them qualifying, so it should not be A dash B dash. Here only it should be A dash B dash. That is right, no doubt in that. So what did they say? Probability that at least
One
will not qualify.
not qualified.
Okay, at least one will not qualify means 1 minus probability of both qualifying. This is actually a simpler one compared to what we did. So 1 minus, they have told what is the probability of both qualifying, no? That is 0.02. That is 0.98. Now is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to know what is the inner meaning of at least one will not qualify, can you tell me what all added together? At least one will not qualify means A intersection B dash plus probability of A dash into, yes.
B, A dash intersection B dash.
Yes, intersection B dash plus probability of A intersection B will be equal to 1.
1.
Yes. So this whole thing is about at least one will not qualify. So that is why I took this box to the other side. I wrote it as 1 minus both qualifying. Sorry, not the box. I took the probability of A intersection B to the other side, and the box will give you the answer for it. That is 1 minus probability of A intersection B. I hope it is clear.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Shall we move on to the next one? It was slightly tricky, this one. I didn't check that. Good, you brought it to my notice. Yeah. Okay, shall I move on to the next one?
Last one.
Okay. See, let's try the 13th one. A committee of, there is a committee of 2%. Okay, we need to form a committee which consists of 2%. It is to be selected from how many? You have 2 men and 2 women who are contesting for it. What is the probability that the committee will have no man? It will have 1 man and 2 men. What is the solution for it? Okay. So since you're talking about forming a committee, it is about selection, right? Selection means what will you use? Will you use combination or permutation?
Combination.
You're using combination, right? So totally how many people are available? 4.
4.
Out of the 4, you need to choose 2. So total number of selections possible will be how much? Out of the 4, you're choosing 2. I hope it makes sense. Or else what? See, for this problem, what you should have done is you should have sit and written all the concepts together. 1 man, 1 woman, like that. If you sit and write, you will get all the possibilities. Okay, total number of selections possible. The number of ways to choose the committee or to form the committee with no man will be how much? There are 2 women. From the 2 women, you need to choose both. That is nothing but 1. Right? Since we did binomial theorem, you know NCN is 1. Correct? That is obviously done by only in one way. Committee consists of 2 members and 2 women are there. Just take them and place them there. 1 minute, guys. I'll be back. So number of ways to choose a committee with no man is 1 way. So what is the probability with no man? It is 1 out of the 4C2. 1 divided by, what is 4C2 guys? It is 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. N factorial by n minus r into r factorial. So 4 factorial is 4 into 3, 24. 24 divided by 4 is going to give you 6. 1 out of 6. Right? Next is what? Probability with one man. So probability with one man is, out of the total 4C2 ways available, from the 2 men available, look at the way I'm framing the sentence, the equation. From the 2 men available, you need to choose one, and means into our addition. Guys, is there any doubt? Is there anything you want me to explain?
Sir, did you ask a question?
Am I not audible? Am I audible
Yes,
or
sir,
not?
you're audible, sir.
Yeah, I asked, did you understand how I wrote 2C1 and what should I write? So probability of getting one man means how many men? So what is the probability that the committee has only one man? From the 2 men available, you need to choose how many men? One.
Man.
So out of the 2 men available, I'm choosing one. And what is the next step I need to follow? Since they want only one man, from the 2 women that are available, I need to choose
Choosing
one
one
man.
woman.
Okay, now the question is, do I need to add an into symbol between them or a plus symbol between them?
Into, sir.
Into, because it is an and operation. This should happen and this should happen. It is then the committee will have only one man. Okay, so 2C1 is 2. 2 into 2 divided by 4C2 is nothing but 6. It is 2 by 3. Right? So what is the probability of having 2 men? That is, from the 2 men available, you need to choose 2. 2C2 divided by 4C2. So it is 1 divided by 6 again. Guys, I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I hope you're not scared looking at these combinations and all. It's a simple thing what I did. Okay. Shall I move on to the next one? So we can start the exercise problems. Let's do few problems, then we'll do the remaining tomorrow. See, actually, with this chapter is over. Okay, I've completed the concepts. Only thing is we need to solve the problems. That we will finish it off maximum by tomorrow or by Wednesday. Okay, so which of the following cannot be valid assignment of probabilities for outcomes of sample space? So 0.1, 0.01, 0.05, 0.03, 0.01, 0.2, 0.6. So if you observe the individual, see, all these are probability outputs of each event in the sample space. Now comes an important question. The probability of each event is less than 1, accepted. But what else is the other condition that should get satisfied? If you add up all these probabilities, what should output should be 1? Can we add and see? So 0.1 plus, let's add with this one, 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.6, 0.9, right? So 0.9 plus 6, 9.
Will be 1, sir.
Is it 1? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is possible. This is a true scenario. What about the next one? By next one, you're looking at it, you can say 1 by 7, likely outcomes.
Yes.
1 by 7. It is true. The next one. 0.6 plus 0.7 itself is crossing 1.
Not possible.
So it is not possible. So it is false. I'm just taking it as a true or false question. In the exam, how you need to write is, it is not possible because the sum of all the probabilities is greater than 1. That is what you need to write. Okay. Fourth one.
True, sir.
Fourth one is false because you have a
Negative.
minus, negative sign. Sorry. Fifth one, (15 by 14). Numerator is greater than denominator. It's greater than 1.
Not
So it's not possible because one of the probabilities itself is greater than 1. 15 by 14 itself is not possible. So in the last three scenarios, I'll tell you the reason what you're supposed to write. In the third one, we have to say that the sum of probabilities is greater than 1. In the fourth one, since probabilities for omega 1 and omega 5 are negative, that is not possible. For the fifth one, since the probability for omega 7 itself is greater than 1, it is also not possible. So that is the reason. Okay. So what I'm thinking is you guys revise this concept. Okay. Because you have done this A intersection B and all those things, right? The intersection operation and Venn diagrams. So I suggest you to revise them. Tomorrow we'll complete this exercise. Okay, I'll stop with this. Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, that's good. So just wait for a minute.